I believe yun yung striking point sa amin why we made CSSM as the next school for our children. CSSM was referred to us by a neighbor who happens to be an instructor at CSSM at the time. So we did some research, me and my husband, since our kids have been homeschooled for a year before transferring to CSSM, that nakita naman namin yung stability, yung tagal na ng CSSM, and at the same time, pareho tayo kasi nung approach in terms of learning. I saw it in your parang educational approach that yung learning from one's experience, learning with others, and learning from the formal teaching and instruction, which is, I believe, yun yung striking point sa amin why we made CSSM as the next school for our children. Since our kids have been enrolled with CSSM for 2 years now, so from kindergarten to grade 1 and the other from grade 4 to grade 5, so far the overall experience is what we initially expected. Kasi syempre, they've been through the difficult process of learning because they had from physical setup of a school, and then they had to do online. At least with CSSM, we felt the transition from online to face-to-face really reassuring for our children. So yung overall experience namin was, I think, easy kasi you gave us time to transition from what they had to what they have now. As mentioned, you integrated a very good online learning approach. You gave us an environment that's easily accessible para ma-engage kami as parents in terms of guiding our children. You had the Schoology, you have the prime math and prime English. You including this technology, clear path on what are the lessons, what do we expect, what we need to improve for our children needs to focus more. We facilitated the learning process in a way na madali kaming maka-adapt to you. Well, I really love na meron kayong mga maker fair projects, mga activities that would engage the children to socialize with other kids, other year level, the family, the foundation day, yung mga ganun. And in terms of nurturing them, I can see naman that you care for our children and that we don't need to worry when they're at school. In terms of inclusivity, I can see naman when I talk to my children that you engage with them with regular communication. How are they? How can you help? Like that. My children are comfortable with their teachers and their classmates because you made them comfortable to do it. Parang hindi sila nahihiya. But there's also, of course, we understand naman the boundary of a teacher, an educator to its student. But you see to it that the children can open up to you. It's easy to communicate with the teachers. Siyempre, nowadays, the past school year, especially the third and the fourth quarter, mas matagal na silang nasa school, and that I think when you see potential to the children, to the students, you give them an extra push. For example, my eldest, Cibriel, now that she's going to be the grade school student council president, I didn't think that she'd want that, even to stand as a president for her grade level, But I was impressed that she explained it to me and to her dad. Why does she need it? Walang nag-push sa kanya. It's like someone motivated her. I think it's also from the school, and we're just here to support them. It's just so important that you include the children in the learning process. Hindi lang yung parang tayo as parents and as teachers, turo lang tayo ng turo, pasok lang tayo ng pasok ng information. It's also important that we get something from them, what they think about what they think about activities, mga lessons, and we really appreciate that they're comfortable with school and with their teachers. My children kasi po, they grew up kasi na silang dalawa lang. So ngayon po marami na silang friends. So in terms of character building, nakatulong po yung mga activities na hindi lang sila ma-confine sa isang classroom. So now they can mingle with other school level, mga other schoolmates. So, gugulat ako, may kilala si Bea from grade 2, from grade 3, si Brel from lower level, from high school. So, we firmly believe that learning from other students, from other people, will give them other ways or may mga character pa sila na yet to discover, and nakikita ko yun as they engage with other kids. So, yung pong extracurricular activities and yung mga enrichment programs that the school is providing for the children. Saka nag-e-enjoy po sila, hindi lang basta books and quiz. They use their physical abilities, their strategizing, mga ganun po. Learning experience for the children will be more diverse. Hindi lang tayo naka-confine sa textbook. Every parent has their own way of studying with their children or making follow-ups with their children, and all reasons are valid, or kumbaga there's no perfect way on how to do it. But for us po kasi, yun nga, we encourage our children to talk about what happened in school, regardless of it's something not really okay and something naman that excites them. I think the important part of the learning process is to accept as parents that our children are not at school just to learn. They have to learn first sa bahay. So, yung in terms of engagement with my children, me and my husband, we only help them when they ask us to help them. And we try our best not to meddle with their lessons na alam na nila. Kumbaga, it's just when they ask us about it that we really help them. And it's actually a good experience that you have the learning packets. Wala tayo kasi nung bata tayo. So, I can do an advanced reading para I will be ready when my child asks me about it. Kasi if I don't know the answer to the question, parang how can I understand this, mommy? if you don't know it. So, parang ang pag-aaral ng mga bata ngayon, mag-aaral na din yung mga magulang kasi yung lessons nila ngayon are advanced compared to when it was my time or our time. And ang pinaka what do you call this? Yung pinaka approach na nakikita ko na effective, an effective approach to us is performance task. We make it into an activity on how they will fully understand the topic. Like sa mga math, ganon. Parang meron kaming quiz bee kunwari sa bahay, ganon. At random lang whenever the whole day, it's like a review pero they don't feel like they're reviewing na nakaupo ka, tutor type, ganon. It's more of communicating with them. Kasi I believe, pag paulit-ulit mo siyang pinag-uusapan, mas naaalala nila yung mga topic. And at the same time, tulad ngayon, summer pa ba, rainy, basta vacation, we're already preparing them for the next school year para hindi sila kumbaga parang may parang ladder, we take little steps para pagdating dun sa mga hard topics hindi nila makakalimutan. And at the same time, yung previous topics nila, we tackle it until today na hindi nga tutor type, more of over the table na talking, over lunch, over snacks, or nakaupo lang kami sa couch, chat random, magtatanong ako para silang may recitation na just to remind them about what they had in the past year. Yun nga, performance task for us is effective para mas maintindihan nila yung mga topic. I think yung challenge is I don't see any big challenges that they encountered for the past 2 years that they've been enrolled with CSSM. Kasi you give them an inclusive environment, so it's not hard for the children to open up if they have difficulties or if they have things that they need to clarify. I know you give them chance to ask questions and you answer them back. Even if you know it, you say it, but if you don't know, I know you'll get back to them. So it's important for the children to feel that at school that they're safe, not only in the physical environment but also with the relationship with the teachers and their schoolmates. How can I compare? Well, I actually don't I cannot compare one school with the other, but I could just say that Cavite School of St. Mark stood out the most because you gave us, our children, an environment that is welcoming after the height of the pandemic. You addressed every concern that the parents have regarding their health, and I can see that the curriculum, the lessons are really beneficial for the children. So yung educational approach ninyo, as mentioned kanina, we have the same educational approach, which is you learn from their experience, learning from others' experience, and the formal teaching and instruction of the school. It's what's striking about CSSM is you include not only the children but us parents in their learning process. And I really appreciate it because I see my children as they grow. I cannot only take the compliment that my children are growing smartly, nicely, kindly, but I also attribute that to what they got from CSSM. St. Mark offers quality education. Um, CSSM also understands you as parent, understand your children. They innovate. CSSM innovate to the technology that we have, the very fast-paced learning experience for everybody. And my children are really accustomed to the school's processes and school rules in a way that it's not too uptight and it's not too open or it's not too lenient. So I think Cavite School of St. Mark is a great choice because it will help develop our children and make our children choose for their decision and learn from their decisions. So not only that they learn from the textbook, but they also learn from what they experience with their peers and also with their teachers. Would recommend CSSM to other parents. We've been at school for 2 years now. My children are enrolled already in coming grade 2 and grade 6, and I don't see any other school apart from this school. While we're still in Cavite, I think in Cavite, one of the top class school that our children can go through is CSSM because of their learning environment, their curriculum, and also the inclusivity that they give opportunity not only for the children to learn but also for parents to learn along with their children.